You got it.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So it's yeah, basically Wednesday, November 5th, and we are just going with the updates for the TMX. Yeah, so like we have a lot of the stuff today. Of course, like we have the really great promotion right now about which one Brian will gonna go over all of that things. And I just like really want to say that right now, like liquidity is open. We can buy the TLP tokens. We've been record some video how to do that. And if you are new today, so like I just want to go a little bit, like about that. So just let me share my screen. Yeah, like and first of all, I want to say that we are just like right now on the most visited. I've been checked today, guys, that we are still on the number one position. Yeah, so like we can just check it exactly on the live stream. Yeah, so you will see if we're still right there. And I think that's the pretty cool because right now a lot of the people from the market they can find us. Yeah, so like I'm going on the coin market cap, I click on the most visited, and like we can check for the last 6 hours. Yeah, so yeah, like we're on the position number two right now. Yeah, but like just I've been checking, like before it was number one. Yeah, and like just on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, no, not like that. So like basically on the second position on the 6 hour chart, on the 24 hours, guys, and like we are basically also on the second one on the 7 days. And anyway, like it's huge because a lot of the people from the market they watching, like they buying from the market, and that's the really powerful. And right now, like what we have the opportunity to buy the TLP tokens. Yeah, so like this is our main site, which is called it, you can see the tmxdex.com. And like to use it, you must have the Trust wallet or MetaMask wallet. So like I use the MetaMask because it's like they're really simple and like basically created for MetaMask. It's already connected. So just like you can download this on your phone, you can download this as extension in the Google Chrome and any browser, and you can connect it. Yeah, so like once the wallet is connected, it's like simple process, not gonna go through all of that stuff. You just click on the button buy right here. Yeah, that's the really simple. And here is like the button we have on the Arbitrum network. So it's just right here, and you can see that like here is even an option to add this token to your MetaMask wallet. So like just make sure that you have the USDT on the Arbitrum network. Yeah, because like it's not work for another networks, and like you don't need the Bitcoin, Ethereum, like all that stuff will gonna work later. But right now, just like USDT on the Arbitrum network. Yeah, so you can see I have a little bit of this, like 99 bucks. On the previous Zoom, I bought like $10, just for the demonstration, and also like was using that for the video. Yeah, but let's just do this once again. Yeah, so like what I have right here on my MetaMask. Yeah, let's just open that so we can see like some of that in the TMX tokens, of course, like some in the Tether. So let's just buy it. Yeah, so like we're gonna spend, for example, $20. Yeah, and we're gonna get from the $20 20 TLP. So just let's click on the buy TLP right here, and it's gonna be purchased. Just like need to confirm this. If you're doing this first time, so there's gonna be like two transactions. Like one transaction we're gonna ask you to approve the spending, and another one, yeah, it's gonna be just like this. Yeah, like I do to buy the TLP. So click on the confirm. Okay, just waiting for the few seconds, and like the transaction is complete right now. So transaction is complete, and you can see that I had 10, but right now I have 30. Yeah, and also like some of the guys they've been reach out and they saying we can't see these tokens on the wallet. Yeah, but the reason is like tokens is not going to the wallet, guys. They just like stay on the contract. Yeah, so like just right there, and they are gonna be exactly on the contract. So like it's not locked. You can take it back. Yeah, but if you're gonna take it back, you will not gonna be eligible for the promo about
Right.
which one Brian will gonna tell right now, guys. Yeah, and just like we on the really great way. Yeah, like for that people who just wanna participate, and what kind of the bonuses, what kind of the stuff you can get with all of that amazing percentages, Brian will gonna tell right now. Yeah, so Brian, you can take it away.
Yeah, sure. And thank you for that. And what is up, everybody? So understanding this promo, I was flying back Monday. I wasn't able to be on the Zoom, but now getting this promo for TLP, it's like a chance of a lifetime that type of thing. So if you've been here since the beginning, buying private seed tokens, you've heard Jake say the early adapters are going to get rewarded the most, right? So those that bought the private seed tokens are like out of their mind. They bought them for 50 cents, and now that we're around 17 to $20 constantly, right? Not only that, but staking your private seed tokens coming up here after we get the amount of liquidity that we need, right? for the promo period, you stake those private seed tokens, you're in a separate pool at being a private seed token staker that's going to earn even more private seed token, like not private seed, more TMX tokens because you're in that separate smart contract. So that's where it's like you're getting rewarded even more for being that early adapter. Well, that's what's going on with the TLP token right now. So could to kind of like, I could share my screen. Let's go here real fast and show you how this works. So right into the exchange, just like let's just run right into this thing. So first, Tim did a great job, showed you how to buy TLP tokens with your USDT on the Arbitrum network. How does this even make money? I still get this question, guys. Well, how are we going to make money from staking? Say I have $1,000 in my account. I put $1,000 in here. I'm going to use 20x leverage. That's $19,000 I'm borrowing from the exchange to do a trade. And then you saw yesterday where, Ethereum went from like 3,600 to 3,000. Everybody got liquidated. If I was in a long yesterday, I would have got liquidated. Funny part is I got in a long 2 days before that, and down here at the bottom, I got liquidated. I just let it ride. So I put in, what is it, about 6x leverage on 90 bucks or so and got liquidated to the exchange. So that's just money that went into the exchange. Those fees paid the community. So that's how this works, guys. So if I did this trade, that's $28 the fee would be. As you leave a trade on the exchange longer and longer, those fees add up per 24 hours on most exchanges, some even less. But that's kind of how that works. So those fees are what pays the token stakers and the liquidity providers, right? So that's just an example on kind of how that works, on how the trading works. So, also you've seen us on CoinMarketCap. We got multiple places to buy. There's been a lot more trading volume lately because there's been selling. That's how trading volume happens. There's sells and people are buying it back. Normally, nobody's selling because we only have 517,000 tokens in circulation. So people are like, you don't have much trading volume. Well, no crap. Nobody's selling because they know what's coming and they want to stake it in our exchange to earn that passive income in USDT and more TMX tokens. So, kind of going in here, this site is it's just all in one spot to where you can literally buy tokens. It has CoinMarketCap. You can buy on Weeks, Mexi, BingX, and the contract address. Don't need to really go into this, but that's the places that you can purchase crypto, or not crypto, but TMX tokens. You can't go to Coinbase and buy it. You can go buy Ethereum on Coinbase or USDC, and you can move it to the Arbitrum network to your wallets and purchase there. This is our DEX tools. You can track wallets here. You can see what's going on, sells, buys, refresh it. I don't know how long that's been sitting up. And you can see kind of what's going on and more live action that way as well. Then our exchange. And then I got, what we have a, trading view here. So on our exchange, guys, let's go get lost over here. So here's the thing. This TLP token. Obviously, you don't want to unstake it and have it go to your wallet. It's literally probably going to stay around $1 to $1.50. It's not going to do what the TMX token is going to do and go to 50 bucks to 100 bucks to 200 bucks to 500 bucks. This one's going to stay basically like a stable token that will increase a little bit as liquidity comes, right? So what I want to really go over today is this TLP. So a lot of this stuff needs to be like this 70% right here actually needs to be say 50. Jake says that's going to change. A lot of this stuff, a lot of things are going to get added on here when we get closer to totally adding the TMX token. So kind of coming in here now, like you see, we've raised 133,000 TLP tokens. So this is the fun part, right? So kind of to give you an idea of this promo, I want to make sure you understand this. There is 1 million, and maybe it's better I just share my screen and you can kind of see it. So hold on a second. Let me share my screen so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I want you to really get this. Give me 1 second. Right here. Okay. Right here. All right. So let me share my screen. All right. So wrote this up. Jake wrote this up. It's coming from Jake. I'm just going to repeat it to you guys. So we have 1 million TMX tokens in a pool. 1 million TMX tokens, not 1 million worth of TMX tokens or, a certain amount of money. It's 1 million TMX token in a pool that will be rewarded to those first liquidity providers. So here's the kicker, right? If you just come down, if we raise less, like let's say we raise more than a million, the lock time will be shorter. So, if you say we raise, you know, 800,000, the lock time will be longer. And it's not even a lock time. To be honest with you, you have the ability to remove it. It's just you won't earn those TMX tokens that's going to be allocated to you, vested to you over that time period. So if you if we raise less, it'll be a longer lock period. If we raise more, it's a shorter lock period. Sorry, that I said that backwards, the first time. So unlock time for reward tokens will be 1 to 2 years, depending on the volume we raise in TLP tokens during this promo time. Do I know when the promo time is up? No, I don't. I literally don't. So it's kind of like a race to make sure you get some TLP tokens. So during unlock tokens will be released weekly for now until GMX confirms. GMX is helping with our security, our smart contracts. Their devs are helping with everything. We have the best big brother in the business, and it's called GMX that's helping us. They have been massively successful. So, and these can be staked, sold, or sent to wallets. You can do whatever you want with those tokens. To help the program, obviously stake those tokens. You're going to earn more TMX tokens from that. And one thing I want you to understand is the faster you guys stake your tokens and you compound your tokens or you do any compounding, the most rewards from our exchange will happen within the first year to 5 years, depending on how many people we bring into this thing to use the exchange. So to apply to the rewards program, you need to hold those TLP tokens in there or in full value on the TMX exchange for at least 1 year to get those full amount. So let's just kind of go. I'll keep going over this. I just get so excited. I want to jump right to the crazy part. So here we go. Amount of tokens, what user can get will depend on the volume we raise, right? How much in percentage of the volume you own. So it is not a one-to-one true. It will depend on the calculated amount after promo finishes. So let's just look at it this way, right? So let's say we do raise at $1 million, 1 million TLP even. Let's just say it's 1 million even in the promo period. That means it is a one-to-one, right? Scott puts in 100,000 TLP tokens. He is vested out over the period of the lock period time, 100,000 TMX tokens for that, one-to-one from TLP to TMX. That's what you get for being in such an early stage and taking advantage of this promo period. Just like those that took advantage of the private seed, some of us on here have 100,000 tokens in that, and we're like, I hope this works. Now we're going, holy shit, our life has changed. You know what I mean? So you're doing the same thing with the TLP. So you put in 100,000 TLP tokens and you leave them in there for that whole time period. After the first month, then Jake wants it actually daily to happen, but it might be weekly, it might be daily, that those TMX tokens go to your account. Then you take those tokens and you restake those, and you earn more TMX tokens from restaking those, and you earn more USDT from staking those. So along with that TLP tokens you have staked, you're still going to be earning 50% from those trading fees from the get-go once we launch this thing and we start bringing traders on to trade, right? So, Scott puts 100K in, Will puts 300K in TLP in, Lance puts 100K in, James puts 100K in, that's 500K, and you got to think, that's where I think we're going to raise more than 1 million when you really get this. And if we raise more than 1 million, though, you got to understand, we raised 3 million in this promo period of time. There's still only 1 million TMX tokens going to that 3 million TLP tokens that are in there, which is still awesome. We raise, let's say we raise only 700,000. There's still 1 million TMX tokens going to those 700,000 TLP tokens that's in that smart contract. This is going to be a special smart contract. If you go in and you unstake your TLP tokens because you just like clicking around, you're going to be pissed because then when you go to put them back in, you're not in that contract anymore. You're in a separate one. You're not in the ginormous pool where you're making almost TLP token for TLP token. I mean, if we're 1-to-1 and Tim just bought 20 TLP tokens and a year down the road he gets 20 TMX tokens along the way, that's still amazing, right? So the goal now is to find funds from another place. Do not find funds from your TMX tokens and sell them. Yes, people are doing that and it's getting bought back up. But you know how panic happens with if somebody goes and sells. You don't want that to happen because then people start selling and all it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Or, I'm old, I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to know my first vehicle, an F-150, had two gas tanks. Sometimes I feel like it's just taking gas out of one tank and just putting it in the other tank. It's still going to the same engine. So your tokens are gonna, 50x, 100x, depending on when you purchase them. So I mean, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in TMX tokens available to me to sell right now. I am not selling any of those because I know what they're going to do for me. Everybody should be on that same boat and we should find funds the other way to put into the liquidity. So to get this thing up and going, we're just going to run this promo period and then go from that. So TMX tokens will be locked in the TLP as well. No, they won't. They're after the first month, Scott, those will be vested to you. Let's go back to number right here, number 3 right here. And these tokens can be staked, sold, or sent to wallets. You do not have to stake those. You can sell those. Do we want you to? No, not absolutely. We want to preserve this platform as much as we can for a long period. With our group here and the amount of people we have, if we just hold and stake for the next year and a half and take the profits from the fees, the trading fees, and live off of it, we're all multi-millionaires a couple years from now. Look what GMX has done. If we do half of what they do, guys, this group, we're all going to be sitting in Punta Cana just like this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Living off of crypto for the rest of our lives. There's nothing else like this out there. We'll never find an opportunity like this again to be at the beginning of something and know the people that are creating it along the way, watching them go to Dubai, watching them work with investors all over the world, hearing about the opportunities that he's bringing us and what's going on. So this is something we will get paid passively on for 30, 40 years to come. So that is the main thing now, is this promotion of these TLP tokens. If we raise $800,000 in TLP, there's 1 million TMX tokens going to that group. If we raise 5 million TLP tokens, there's 1 million TMX tokens going to that group. That's just how it is. So it's like, obviously, you're like, I want less people to join, so I get more TMX tokens. You know what I mean? But that's kind of where it's going to come in, where I'm going to be trying to put in as much as I possibly can of TLP, along with buying TMX tokens too. Don't get me wrong. Our token's sitting at $18 right now, $19. We all know when this happens, everything gets going here. Our token is going to rip. And when those tokens rip, we're already what, number 2 on the leader on the total crypto market? We haven't even launched the exchange yet. You know what I mean? We're making some major waves right now. So this is going to be the coolest thing that you've ever done. Just imagine you put $100 into the pre-sale, you have 200 tokens at $20. That's $4,000. Your $100 turned into $4,000. What else could you do that in? What, where? Well, how? Nothing. I don't know anything else. You'd have to buy a meme coin and hope it goes up and doesn't dump on you. This isn't a meme coin. This is a legit decentralized perpetual leverage trading exchange is going to bring on traders that want to trade without restrictions, that want nobody to know that their name's involved, their email's not involved, nothing. MetaMask does not have your email. Trust Wallet does not have your email. All they have is that you created a wallet and they gave you a 12-word phrase. You're going to take that 12-word phrase, you're going to put it in a book right here. You're going to put it in another book. You're going to store it at in your safe. You're going to make sure that your wife or your husband has the ability to get it just in case, knock on wood, if something bad happens, that they have access to go in and get those funds, because we are all going to make a significant amount from this. So protect yourself, memorize it. Yeah, memorize those 12-word phrase, and just make sure your significant other, if you trust them, has it. You know what I mean? So because those 12-word phrases are so precious. You give me your 12-word phrase, all I got to do is put those in, and then now I'm in control of your wallet. So do not do that. Do not give it out to anybody. We do not have a support team. Our support team is right here. You're going to talk to us right here. You're going to talk in the group. Don't talk outside the group. Do live Zooms with me, live Zooms with Tim, live Zooms with David. That's it. That's all. There's no support. Someone's going to mess you. I'm TMX support. My name is James. No, get out of here. They're trying to rob you. Nobody's trying to help you. They're only trying to hurt you. So that's the major thing, is that promo, guys. This is like keeping me up all night long. I slept for 4 hours last night. I literally neglecting my children. I have to pay attention to them today from 5 till 8. I have to do it because it's hard to wrap your mind around it because it sounds too good to be true. Well, so does getting TMX tokens at 50 cents. We all seen that happen. We didn't even raise $1 million in the private sale. We only raised $871,000. Go back, who would put in $129,000 right now to get TMX tokens at 50 cents? Wish I had a little crystal ball. I'd be going right back, selling my condo, putting it right in there. So that's where we have the chance now. We have all seen this happen. We've all seen this work. Now it's the liquidity time. Yes, this is a hurdle that we didn't completely understand because we're like, oh, can't we stake our TMX tokens yet? Not yet. We got to jump this hurdle. But when you jump this hurdle, you're not running into a puddle of water after this. You're literally landing in a bed of gold, basically. So get as much USDT on the Arbitrum network, buy those TLP tokens, and obviously don't push off our TMX token. That's wonderful as well too. But take advantage of that ability to get those TLP tokens right now, because if you're okay with leaving those in there for 1 to 2 years, depending on how much we raise, you're either going to get a 1-to-1 match or a little bit less if we raise more, or if we raise, less, you'll get more than a 1-to-1 match. So think about what you can go on for a year without having to withdraw that initial deposit. The cool thing is you're still going to be earning 50% from the fees as being a TLP token, staker, basically. You're still going to earn money. You could live off of that USDT that you get. Those TMX tokens you get, you just compound those right back in, get more TMX tokens because you keep compounding TMX tokens in, and just, over time, just fill up your bags. Keep doing that. You're going to earn passive income for years and years to come. And then as it goes down the road and we have millions and millions and millions of liquidity, sell 10%, sell 5%, sell 15%. You go and sell $2 million. You sell it $2 million and we got $100 million in this thing. It doesn't even make a dent. It don't even make a dent. So, like, I know greed is there and we all want all as much money as we can right now. And the way to do that is to buy as much TLP tokens and just be calm, patient about it. Scrape those earnings that we're making. 100,000 TLP tokens turn into 100,000 TMX tokens. Like, that's huge. I don't know if Dr. Fred's on. If you want Dr. Fred, Dr. Fred is
Yes,
one of the
I
smart.
am.
All right, Dr. Fred's one of the smartest people I know. You can ask him from anything medical to anything mathematical. He will turn into Matt Damon on you from Good Will Hunting. You know what I mean? So, Fred, what do you think about this right now? I mean, you're one of our largest token holders. You're basically one of the owners of the exchange at this point, because that's governed by the people that have TMX. What's your take on the TLP learning all this?
Well, first and foremost, hi everybody. Here's the thing. what we've seen in the last couple of days is the fluctuations in the price because people were thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get this TLP. Well, how do I get TLP if I don't have any money? I'm just going to sell my TMX tokens. Well, that's the biggest mistake you can actually make, because I'm going to give you just a few benefits of holding the TMX tokens and that you get from the TGE phase and the token launch phase. And the number one thing, during the TGE and the token launch phase, the price was at its lowest point. So if you sell now to try and get the TLP tokens, you're going to lose the low price point entry that you had when, and it will cost you a lot more to purchase tokens again. So we look at an example of Bitcoin. 10 years ago, if you bought Bitcoin, you paid a couple $100 for a Bitcoin. Now it's over $100,000. Well, you can't buy, you couldn't have sold your Bitcoin back then and then get that low price point again. That's never going to happen. And that's going to be the same thing for TMX. You want to keep the tokens that you have now and try and find additional funds to buy the TLP token, because you're going to be rewarded for that as well. The second thing is, holding your tokens preserves the integrity of this entire project for the entire community. It's not just about one or two or three or four guys. This is about the entire project community. And what we want to do is keep that and the integrity high, because when you sell these tokens, your TMX tokens right now, what you're doing is you're causing the price fluctuations. And then the potential traders that are looking at our exchange might look at this and go, wait a minute, why is there so much fluctuation in this price? Is there something not great about this exchange? So their confidence gets lower with the token, and we don't want that. We want them to see that this token doesn't fluctuate. As Jake would say, even when you have a nuclear bomb hit, when we had those two huge liquidation events. The third thing is, holding your tokens allows you to stake them and earn additional TMX tokens as a reward for staking in a portion of the 20% fee pool. So the more tokens you have, the larger your share of the fee pool. So you don't, like Brian said, you don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul by selling your TMX tokens that you got for a real low price, where you have the opportunity to make 1,000x. If you bought them back now, you only make 100x. And let's face it, 1,000x is a lot better. So you're going to still earn a lot more money by holding the TMX tokens that you had. So just try and figure out a way to even come up with 100, 200, 500 bucks to buy the TLP token, because that's going to make more sense for you in the long run. And don't forget, like Brian said also, the TLP token is not going to go up in value like the TMX token. The TMX token has already gone up 40, 50, 60x from the beginning when we were getting to 50 cents a piece. That's unheard of. But wait till it does go to 1,000x. The TLP token will never go to 1,000x. So as the price of the token goes up, there's going to be less tokens available to purchase. And our tokenomics of this project are second to none. That's what makes this so good, is the tokenomics. I mean, look at Aster, 8 billion tokens. That's ridiculous. And they actually, Jake said, they fucked their project, sorry, excuse my language, by selling a bunch of their tokens, and it went from 250 down to a $1.23 or something. That's ridiculous. I mean, and they should know, because they're the largest exchange in the world. So the thing is when you keep the tokens, this creates scarcity with the TMX token, which drives up the price even higher. And remember, for all of us out here, TMX is our golden goose opportunity. So let's keep it that way by keeping our TMX tokens for the long haul and stake them, and just find extra money, if you can do it, to buy the TLP token. And then you'll get rewarded with some additional TMX.
I like it. I like it. So I was asked to go over 1 and 2 again. So I'll do that, because I know this is hard to wrap your head around. It just sounds crazy. But we have 1 million TMX tokens as a reward for the first liquidity providers. We do not know the end of the promo date at this point. Jake's driving. He's got a 5-hour drive. He landed this early in the morning, 5-hour drive to Croatia. He's probably just getting there and needs to sleep. The guy is worn out. So number 2, unlock time for reward tokens will be 1 to 2 years, depending on the volume we raise in TLP tokens during this promo time. So we raise a ton of liquidity, it's not really even a lock period, but the amount of time that you're going to earn those tokens will be a lot faster, right? We just call it a lock time, will be a lot faster. We raise less, it'll be spread out over a longer period of time, because what we need is the liquidity in there for traders to trade with. That's what that means. So you guys you're all into crypto. Your social medias are probably like, oh crap, the last 24 hours, there's been $2 billion liquidated, this and that. I showed earlier, I put $100 in a trade, got liquidated on our own platform. anytime I click a button, it goes the opposite way, guys. You do not want me to copy trade for you. I'm just saying. But no, but that's just how it works. Those liquidations are feeding these exchanges. Well, they're going to feed us. They're going to feed our families and our kids' families too at this point. So that's where you're holding those, following Dr. Fred's advice. It's just, and a lot of people's advice on here, he knows he's ran numbers up and down on this thing. So that's what I got. You find that USDT, you can bridge other tokens to get it, use different exchanges like Kraken, crypto.com, Coinbase. If you're a Coinbase user, you can literally get the wire instructions from Coinbase, walk into your bank, wire it from your bank to Coinbase. It shows up in USD, then you swap it to you need USDT, but Coinbase doesn't have that. You'll use USDC, and then you'll end up swapping that USDC for some USDT, right? So yeah, there's only 517,000 tokens in circulation. When someone sells, it makes a difference on the price because there's not many tokens out there. And that's why you see more trading volume, because people are selling them and other people are scooping them up. So these centralized exchanges, we all know they've dumped tokens and ruined everybody, right? Centralized exchanges does that. So that's where some of the first sell a couple days ago, where everybody's like, who the heck is selling? Well, I tracked the wallet back to the MEXC. In MEXC, they sold $42 million worth of different tokens. I tracked out all of it. I spent literally 3 hours my phone off going through all this stuff. I sent it to Jake and he's like, these matter effers. You know what I mean? So everybody was selling. And what that does is it dumps the market and it ruins the retail traders. All that liquidity from those traders goes into the exchange. They make their money back. Like, it's a vicious cycle on how crypto works. That's why you do not want to be a trader. You want to invest into the platform and bring the traders on so we get paid from that crap that happens. You're not BlackRock. You're a retail trader that might have $5,000-$10,000, and as soon as you over leverage yourself, you're screwed. So that's one thing to be aware of. So, guys, takeaway on this is we don't know when the promo ends. To get as much TLP tokens as you can, we're going to do a Zoom tomorrow, same time. Jake's going to be on and explain this again to you if he has any updates. But this is exactly what he told me, Tim and David, multiple times. I asked him about 9 times. He's probably like, geez, this guy's either stupid or doesn't understand anything I'm saying. So I just keep asking him, like, you sure? You sure about this one? And Tim's like, you got to be, that's not right. This is right. No, this is right. So like, we're battling, just trying to figure this out. We love each other, but we're all brothers and stuff and fight all the time too. So, with that, get as much USDT as you can, Arbitrum network, move it over, make sure you have some Ethereum on the Arbitrum network as gas fees, buy those tokens. They stay staked in the exchange because obviously they make you no money in your wallet and they're not going to go up in price, maybe 40 cents over time. So you want those staked in there all the time to keep earning from. It's unbelievable. So, accumulate as much TMX tokens as you can. Be ready to stake your private seed ones. Be ready to stake the ones that you bought TGE or currently right now as well. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's what I got. Like, there's not much else to this besides just a very exciting time. Wishing I could sell my condo. My wife might kill me. I even looked to try to get a loan on it, but she might kill me on that one too. So in putting it in TLP, I don't know anybody. Hey Fred, can I borrow some money? Yeah, I want to get some TLP tokens, man. So that's what I got. I hope that explains it. If not, I will go over it again every day. We're going to go over this every day to understand this, because this is an opportunity of a lifetime, guys. I know it's, I joke around and stuff, but I really want you to understand this is an opportunity and you're leaving it staked in. You have the ability to move it, but that removes your ability to get those tokens. So you want to leave it in there, get those tokens, restake this. This might be the best 2026 coming up in 2027 we've ever seen financially. I mean, there's people on here that spent $500 on tokens that are now sitting on 20 something $1,000 and excited to stake those. I mean, Lance right there. Did you put 500 in? Yep. See, he put 500 in the private seed. Now he's sitting on straight up $20,000 worth of TMX tokens ready to stake. Like, there's nothing else like this. I've been drilling this in everybody's head, and I hope you guys have too, and I hope you get it. So we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Tim, David,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
what do
Brian,
you got?
like the great presentation. Yeah, like for sure. And yeah, guys, like what I just like really think for all of those people who like, interested in the profit, interested in some great projects where they can be rewarded. So like the TLP promo, it's basically the opportunity to get the TMX tokens as rewards. So like you're not buying them, right? So like TMX exchange reward you because like you put your money into the TLP, you get the 50% from all the fees the traders will trade, and plus you're gonna get additionally this huge bonus. Yeah, if you with the long-term vision, that's like that's massive. Yeah, so like people can make right here like thousands, millions of dollars just because they're gonna be liquidity providers. And like what is the really important after this promo is finished, yeah, so like we're gonna have the new liquidity providers, but they will not gonna get it. Yeah, so like the promo gonna be finished at and they will not gonna be rewarded. So right now is the time, yeah, like to join and like receive the massive profit with that. Yeah, so like I see Dave also want to add something.
Yeah, no, I'll add something real quick. Really, really informative information, Tim and Brian. I mean, just people right now in this phase of TMX where we're at. I was talking to a lady yesterday who already bought a lot of TMX tokens, and now she was asking questions about the TLP. We ran the numbers, and she's like, "Oh my goodness!" She goes, "I know this isn't an investment type of deal. But I'm looking at this. She goes, I'm looking at this as a retirement fund. I'm buying TLP tokens. I'm holding on to it. And it's going to be way better than a 401k or a Roth IRA or just an IRA account. So when she was looking at it, she really opened my mind to, you know, you really got to be disciplined. Because she's like, I'm just gonna stake. I'm just gonna buy TLP tokens. I already have a lot of TMX tokens, but her whole philosophy was strategy. You guys got to be disciplined and just create a strategy how you can maximize all the TMX tokens, the TLP, and what Brian went over right now. He did a great job. Basically, we're at the right place at the right time, guys. So really just dive into it. If you have to watch the replay, watch the replay. But you guys, this is something that is going to be, this is the moment in time that a lot of us will not ever see again. I know I've been seeing that a lot, but it's happening. If you guys already seen the pre-sale, what Brian was going over at 50 cents, this is a moment in time that will never happen again. Well, now you have another moment in time with the TLP and really take advantage of that. Once people start scooping it up, they're going to go really quick. So I'll send it back to you, Tim.
Yeah, like definitely. I see some question. Are you guys only relying on the community to buy this? Like not just on the community, guys, because we're gonna have the people like investors who will gonna join us from the market. Yeah, but like definitely once we're gonna be like good with that what we have, so like these rewards will gonna go for them. And like I think much better if like these rewards will gonna get our community, like that people who was with us from the beginning. So like simple stuff right here. Yeah, what do you think, Brian?
That's the thing. Yeah, our community, you know what? You can do marketing online, you can do all those things, but you cannot beat word of mouth. You know what I mean? Like I had three people in my office in the last 3 hours. None of them really know what's going on, but since I sat down and explained it to them, they're like, "Oh my God, I need to get on my phone and reach out to people I care about that want to take advantage of this type of opportunity." Because this isn't your typical crypto platform. We're hoping traders actually trade and win, or staking in this and staking in that, and hoping this stuff actually pays out. This is a real deal program. So yeah, word of mouth is going to do this. Our community is going to do this. We're all over Twitter. We're, all types of stuff. Jake's in Dubai setting up meetings with sheiks and oil businessmen. Like stuff is happening. It's just getting them to listen to understand it. When they do, they're almost going to be like, there's this I've never seen an opportunity this to get in this early on something. Yeah, I'm in. It's all on smart contracts. It's all audited by Certec. Yep. As soon as we push the button, nobody's in control and it runs itself. Let's go. Let's get the liquidity in. You're going to get rewarded so big from having all that liquidity in there and leaving it in there. You're going to scrape those rewards, compound them back in, take more rewards, compound those back in. And then you're going to be sitting down here on the Caribbean drinking pina coladas, wondering what the heck happened. People are going to ask you, what'd you do? And you're going to be like, I don't know. I put it into this exchange token and I just made a lot of money from it. Here, use my card. That's how I pay with crypto. and they're they're gonna be like, what? It's like, still go buy some tokens, put it on our exchange, you'll earn some passive income. Years later, people are gonna be buying these tokens up and putting them on there. They're gonna be buying TLP tokens too. GMX has 80 something thousand liquidity providers. That's 80 something thousand people that are in GMX. There's 58 people on this Zoom. 58. We are so early to this. So that's all I got. We'll see you tomorrow. I put in the chat like the ways that you can read about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Copy that. If you need that, ask me. I'll send it to you. But yeah, I'll have a few contacts that did not buy. Yeah, that want to add now. And that's the thing too. You might have had contacts you've been talking to for months that didn't do anything. Well, now we're listed on all multiple exchanges with our token. You can see our exchange now. We're growing the liquidity. You can see that you can trade back there. Like it's there, it's ready. Referral links will go out as well when everything gets done and ready to turn on. Then you will have referral links. Don't have any referral links right now. We're just raising liquidity, guys. So that's
Yeah,
it.
like that. And just like also, guys, like a lot of the people they reach out to us and like they saying, like, it's too bad we didn't bought the TMX tokens when like and it was just listed, yeah, like by the $2.50. And right now this like it's the great chance to get it. Yeah, like you buy the TLP and as a reward you will gonna get these TMX tokens because right now the price almost $20, but you can get it like just like really basically for free just because like you are just gonna put the liquidity in. So like that's powerful and amazing. Yeah, like thanks Brian, thanks David. We're gonna
Well,
be tomorrow right here with Jake. Yeah, so like we're gonna go over this once again.
that's it. You load it on your card and you spend it. Bam. That's so cool. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna go buy something.
Yeah, see you guys.